fly away, oh glory. Fly away in the morning.
Everybody knows the song, but not everyone knows the author.
Fly away.
I always said Dad was an artist with words. When he wrote a song, you could pretty well see in your mind what he was writing about.
He always stayed close to the people. He always said if you stay close to the people, you won't be far from the mainstream, because the people are the mainstream.
He'd rather sit out there and talk to the people coming in than being in there with the people that were doing the performing. His whole passion in life was writing.
The songs he wrote that are popular were written about the Ozarks. He wanted to stay here because he knew this ground is where he got his inspiration. When someone dies, you know you're going through their stuff, and it's an emotional journey. We just kind of started looking through things. You open up this suitcase, and all of a sudden there's this stuff, and you're like, wow. This has not been recorded. Never seen this before. Dad's like, I didn't even know this existed.
It's just an amazing legacy to leave. I think he was a great influence on a lot of people's lives.
The idea of sitting with someone and exchanging words and being able to say, I could be wrong, is a big deal for an artist. And I was able to make that choice, and it changed everything. And so I want that for other artists I meet. I work with about 13 countries, bringing their best artists here to work with our best artists to collaborate and to form relationships. My new friend Beck, who's with Southern Australia Music, had written me saying, I'd really like to send you some musicians. And I said, well, certainly. Betsy said, we found these unfinished songs of my grandfather's. What would you do with something like that? And then it hit me. We could finish these songs and go play them in the middle of the Ozark Mountains. I'll Fly Away, Rank Strangers, Turn the Radio On. These are all songs that I grew up in Eastern Kentucky listening to. I didn't realize the same writer had written these very diverse pieces. For me, it's how do you create an experience where you can collaborate and give birth to something that you're forever connected to? And I think that's what I'm doing here, is that I want a house that these things can be created in.
My name is Kelly Manhennett. I was kind of unaware who Albert Brumley was, but a lot of what I was singing as a kid was stuff that he created or performed by artists who he really influenced.
I still can't believe that I'm part of this project, because it's such a huge responsibility and honour.
My name's Taasha Coates. I'm one of those people who sort of takes things a day at a time, as much as I can. I've been really busy in the lead up to this. I just put out a record. Interestingly, he's not as well known given how prolific he was. So maybe this is a great opportunity to bring him more into people's consciousness and also be aware of how much he's actually contributed.
My name's Dan Crannitch. I knew the song I'll Fly Away. A song that's that ubiquitous and kind of omnipresent. There's something really kind of special about that. To be able to try and kind of plug in to his stream of consciousness and finish lyrics and things like that is a real honor and a lot of fun.
There's always that little seed of doubt, you know, when you've got such a huge responsibility. It's a good thing to be concerned. It'll keep us on our toes.
We're talking about a co-write with someone who's long deceased, which will be really unique for me as a songwriter. I've never done anything like that before. You have to respect the source material.
In a sense, it is daunting, but you kind of want those things in life. You want challenges and to kind of shake things up a little bit.
I'm Akina Adderley. I'm a vocalist, a songwriter, a band leader, and an educator. My aunt is a pastor, and my grandmother went to church every Sunday, still does. And so I had a lot of experience reading the songs out of the hymnal. I was not familiar with his larger catalog, but I certainly knew who Albert Brumley was and what an influential figure he was in the American music catalog. So it seemed like a really awesome project to be a part of.
My name is Graham Wilkinson. I started playing the guitar at 15, and right around 16, I started playing the banjo. I'm about to go take my twin daughters swimming at the pool. Next thing I knew, they had unfinished, incomplete works of Albert Brumley. I kind of had to pinch myself. I knew about Albert Brumley. I knew about this era of music. It's what I cut my teeth on.
I'm Miranda Dawn.
And I'm Chris Hawks.
And we're Dawn and Hawks.
I ran into Troy at a city council meeting. He asked me, do you know who Albert Brumley is? And I was like, I know that name. He said, I'll Fly Away. Oh yeah, that's right.
I remember the first time Chris told me about House of Songs. We had just started playing, writing together. So he took me to co-write with some of the artists, and I walked in and there were guitars everywhere and a piano and recording equipment. It felt very heavenly to me as a songwriter. It was like, here are all the toys I want to play with and all the people I want to write with.
Should we get started, guys? I wanted to welcome you all here, and we've got a lot of work to do with these Brumley songs. There's something about each of you that have been chosen for this because you understand how relationships work and how valuable they are. We're all individuals, but we want to work like a family, so that's how I see this. It's always nerve-wracking in the beginning whether the chemistry will work. And if you haven't met somebody who lives 35 hours away, you're just hoping that your instincts are good.
Especially since we only have a few days to complete and rehearse these songs.
Your smile, trees turning, stays with you for a while.
It's not a term you oft hear in kind of Australia. Is that something that you would make sense to people? Like,
yeah, it would, if you, especially in this context. Once
you have to be open to things not being exactly how you envisioned them, and all these different routes of getting to a particular place.
From green and cold and now I'm sitting here wondering birds that sang now don't make a sound.
too many words, but that sentiment is kind of nice. Songbirds now rarely make a sound.
Yeah,
that flows quite well. So it's like
songbirds now rarely make a sound.
I like that. Let's write that down.
Okay, 4 bars of C and then we
It's actually 2 bars, only 4 bars.
Okay. And then back to the G. Yeah, gotcha.
I haven't done a whole lot of co-writing like this. We got these songs in a variety of levels of unfinishedness, like some were just lyric sheets, some were 4-part hymn type songs, but with chunks missing or a verse missing or half a chorus missing.
Take a moment and whisper.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Find peace of mind. It's much better than it will bring peace of mind.
Maybe this is where the one he wrote comes in. I find myself double checking, is this something that Albert Brumley would approve of, or would he enjoy where I'm taking it? And that's a different avenue than normal.
What about whether morning or noon or at evening, whether sunshine or gloom and despair?
There's a cure for the heart that is grieving. Take a moment, whisper, just whisper a prayer in the evening. Love will shine right down on you.
All right, I think we just finished the song.
Got it.
Let's time out for a second. Did we just finish the song?
Finished it.
Is this all his stuff? Do you guys write any more
Oh,
lines?
yeah, we added to it. His genius line was, remember when we married, it was this time of year.
Even though back then melodies generally were more majory and stuff, they were still so emotional. And when you look at the lyrics, it's always heart on sleeve kind of stuff.
We need 6
We
good
need
ones.
solid songs.
We want 8, maybe 9, but if we have 6 good ones,
Yeah.
And this is already, it's already in there.
My concern was that everyone would want to go off and, everybody had one song they worked on. But immediately upon meeting each other and hearing each other sing, they started just working together.
Why must it be that way? Why must it be that way?
And that's really what I'm looking for, is how do we come here as 6, but we think like a band.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
There's a big fat one in here.
That's right. We don't have to arrange the whole thing, but if we'd start to figure out who's saying what and who's singing what.
Do you think that will be helpful for us in terms of coming up with the next verse?
Yeah, I think so. It's like, should it be...
What about if you sing it and it's you, and then maybe the next verse is the perspective of the
The opposite.
That's interesting, yeah.
So then...
So
I like that a
you
lot.
sing the first verse, I sing the second verse, and I'm the lady you left behind.
I'm usually the one calling the shots. And if I want to change a line in a song, it's my song and I get to change it. But songwriters have to find a way to make it work because it's greater than the individual, it's about the song.
I'm looking forward to sitting down and going through all the songs again, because they're all so new for us.
We wrote the songs in such a rush that they're all just a bit.
Yeah,
They're not arranged.
There's something about these missing songs, bringing an artist from the furthest reaches that we could, and then putting them under this challenge. Suddenly, we were getting calls. Can they come play here? Can they do this?
This morning we'll be speaking to Dan Crannitch and Dawn and Hawks.
Yeah, we've had a pretty amazing couple of days so far, just kind of digging through this kind of phenomenal source material, and some of them were real blank canvas. It was just lyrics and kind of stuff out of notebooks. This song called Autumn Leaves, it seemed like a bit of a stream of consciousness thing that he just kind of put down on paper. We kind of just tried to give it a bit more of a narrative.
Falling from above, falling like our love. Remember when we married, this time of year. It's been oh so many years since I watched him disappear, and I barely know who just I'm waiting for. Now I sit and I stare at that empty rocking chair. Never hear from my love anymore. Never hear from my love anymore. Never hear from my love anymore.
We've just done so much in 2 days, and it's just a bit of a blur, actually.
That's the beauty of having these couple of gigs, to just sit on them and play them as a group.
Well, the trail is getting tired. Long to hear my old dog bark, just to hear his lonesome howl in the evening glow. Got that old home on my mind, and I hear that old dog of mine barking in the trail. It's supper time.
He was born in Oklahoma. He wrote and did all of his stuff in Arkansas, but when he met Grandma, he moved here. I mean, we're only like 10 miles north of Arkansas line, so it's not like he went far. We used to have a thing here called the Hill and Hollow Folk Festival, and that's when Grandpa built the stage. We started off as a community thing, you know, just their friends and neighbors to get together and, you know, show off their canning skills or their quilting skills. We bring music in from Nashville. People like Ernest Tubb and Kitty Wells and Lester Flatt. Marty Stewart played on that stage when he was 17 years old. Once I'll Fly Away got very famous, Hollywood beckoned. But he wanted to stay here in the Ozarks because this is where he would walk and feel the ground and get his inspiration. Chris?
They don't make stuff like this anymore.
The room back there is full of stuff, so we just kept digging. I don't think we opened it for a really long time. But you open it and then...
Oh my goodness.
Feel free to pull things out and look at them if you'd like.
It's almost like you don't want to kind of touch it.
Yeah.
Do we need gloves?
You can be touched. No. We don't use gloves.
Never hear from
home
home.
anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's so much, it's so clear.
He's typed the words, handwritten the notation.
This is phenomenal.
Some of that stuff's been so long now since I've seen it, I don't know. We'll see. You didn't find any of his love letters in there.
Graham's got them.
Have they?
Yep.
Now, don't be reading them, they're personal. Sacred Songs was the first book he did. It was all of his songs.
This is just great. This is him as a
businessman.
salesperson and a business person.
Pretty multi-dimensional.
He's like, this is a very, very generous price I'm giving you. I will appreciate your efforts in helping me place copies of these books in every music-loving American home.
I love how they preserve his legacy. I was imagining my children opening up something like that of mine in 50 years. I found that really moving.
I just want to say thank you.
Well, we won't charge you an extra for it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think Albert would be pretty happy. Gave us lots of clues on some songs. Some songs they were just sketches, so they're the only concerns really. But I think we'll find out tonight from Betsy.
We've got a great group of musicians. They wanted to dig into this material and to be a part of it. We wanted them to be here.
feelings that I know because this is like the first time this has ever happened. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
It was just phenomenal. I think it was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
I think you would have loved it.
This was really good.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I did. I thought it was great.
You caught him, and it was wonderful. It was heartwarming.
I think we were all nervous coming into it, but we've had some time to get to know these songs and get to know the situation. There's a special place in my heart for a lot of these songs, particularly I'll Fly Away. We sang that at my brother's funeral, so the song's special to me, but this project has just opened it up into a new light.
These are like classics in the waiting, and I don't know why they were unfinished. Who knows? We need to record them. I want to write some lead sheets. I want like everybody to hear these, and I want everybody to want to perform these. I mean, these are ready for the universe.
It's always exciting to visit someplace you've never been. But it's remarkable when you get to meet someone you truly thought you'd never get to know.